So today I'm going to show you guys my review on the Federal 595 RSRR Race Street Tire. So being a race street tire, this doesn't mean it's a tire for street racing. It's a tire you can go racing on at the track, but it's still streetable. Something you can drive to the track on, take names, and drive back home with them. So before anyone says anything, you can tell mine are a little unevenly worn. This is just from improper camber for the track. My car needs some more negative in the front. You can tell my inside's a little more worn out than my outside. So I'm going to flip soon. So if you're already typing a comment, I have my eyes on you. So let's start off. The Federal RSRR is not to be confused with the Federal RSR. The pattern here is the more R's in a tire, the better the tire is. Look at Hankook with the RS3, now RS4. 4 R's in that, because RS times 4, come on guys, algebra. So this is a 200 treadwear tire targeted at the other 200 treadwear street tires like the Dunlop Durezas, the Hankook RS3, RS4s, the Bridgestone RE71, and the BF Goodrich G-Force something NASA space program rocket ship tire. So from past experience, I want to just quickly say right now, I like these better than the Dureza Z2 Star Specs, and I like these better than the Hankook RS3s, and I like these better than the Nexen's SUR4s. I haven't tested the SUR4Gs yet, so I won't say anything about that tire. Off the bat, you notice the tread pattern. It's something that would remind you of a tattoo you'd see on some guy's arm at a Five Finger Death Punch concert. The grip of these tires are pretty soft and they're pretty sticky. I like to call these Federal rock throwers because if you drive down a rocky road, they're hucking rocks everywhere. So the grip is better, like I said, better than the Z2s and better than the RS3s. I wouldn't put these above the RE71Rs, and I wouldn't put these above the current BF Goodrich. I've driven on those tires. Those tires can go a little faster and take a little bit more input. But if you're competing with a different car in that class, you can still try to keep up with them in these. You're not going to be totally left in the dust. But on the same car, same tire size, those tires are going to be faster. So when I initially got these tires, I had these on a 9-inch wide wheel, and these are 275s in size. So that means the tire was really bulged over, and the sidewall was really mushy. Now, when I first took them for a drive, when I first went racing, I was still impressed by how rigid the sidewall was, even with the improper wheel size. Now they're on a 10.5 with a proper wheel size. The 10.5 will just slightly stretch the 275 tread, making it really responsive. So on a properly sized tire, these are extremely responsive. They're quick to your inputs, and I love that in a tire. The other nice thing they do is they have a lot of feedback. They give you a lot of, hey, the car's doing this. Hey, we got a lot of grip. Hey, we're running out of grip. Oh, hey, we're breaking loose. And even if you break these loose, it'll still catch itself back pretty quickly. These do need a little bit of heat of them to start sticking. So if you're going to autocross, for example, your first run might be a little slippery. It always happens to me. But after that first run, and they got some heat in them, they stick really well. Usually on track, your warm-up lap is enough to warm them up. And on track, even through 20-minute sessions on a hot day, they hold up pretty well. They don't get greasy. They maintain grip until your session's over. Even after this last track day I had 4 20-minute sessions. Track temps were over 100. They felt just as good as the beginning of the day at the end of the day. So what kind of life can you expect out of this tire? Well, from what I understand, I've been driving on this all year, so I've done plenty of autocross events, and I drive to the events with these, and I've done one track day, 80 minutes of track time on these tires. And so far, they still feel pretty grippy. Maybe not as good as the first day, but they're not done yet. They haven't heat cycled out yet. Now, talking to other people, most people get about 5 to 6 actual track days, and they heat cycle out before they lose all their tread. Autocrossing, this will last you a whole season easily. Track days, yeah, 6 track days. Count on that. Mileage, tire mileage, if you want to just street on them, I'm going to say 12,000 miles roughly. That's a good guess for a 200 treadwear tire, especially if you drive aggressively. If you plan on driving don't drive aggressively, why are you getting a 200 treadwear tire? Can I just say these run really wide? So they're a pretty good middle ground on the performance tire. They're not the best, but they're not the worst. Where do they really excel? And once again, with Federal tires, where they excel is costs. The cost of the tire is where you're really getting the performance out of it. These cost me $540 shipped. $540 shipped for a 200 treadwear tire that can keep up with other faster tires. Bridgestones cost like $1,000 in this size, and BF Goodrich's cost $1,300 in this size, and I can't really justify that extra cost for being the fastest. Even if these tires suck with life, you only paid $500, and this is for I think this is the biggest size they offer in 18. Now there are some downfalls as well. Noise, man, these are loud. I mean, if you guys are looking at this and you just want to use it for a track autocross tire, you don't care like I do. Now, if you want something sticky and streetable, the noise might actually like annoy you because it's really bad. You sound like a jetliner going down a runway. I like to think that the engineers at Federal Tire made this tire and they're like, hey guys, we made this really great tire, has a great sidewall, it's really grippy, the cost is down, it's just perfect, I think we're done, guys. And then another engineer was like, wait guys, what about the noise? And then they all just laughed for a solid minute and clocked out and went home. The other thing is, if you want a daily on these, they suck in the water. If it's damp and you're going low speeds, like under 50, they're fine. But puddles, highway speed, a lot of water, these are scary as shit. You're gonna have a white knuckle drive. If you want this tire for some toge and chill, this would be a great toge tire, because toge. If you just like going on canyon runs, you like driving around spiritly around the streets, this is a great tire. You don't need anything more than this. You will be the Takumi of your local canyon road with this tire. In the end though, for the cost and what kind of tire you're getting, there's nothing that beats it. The performance to cost ratio is better than any other 200 treadwear tire on the market right now. Now, if you're going to your local club and you want to be the fastest, you want to be the top dog, you're a beta and you want to be an alpha, don't get these tires. You're not going to be that guy. But you're already a pretty good driver, you're not completely keen on like going to nationals and destroying the competition, but you still want something fast, something you can work with as a driver. You want to go track days, you want to save some money, these are your tire right here. Or let's say, hey, you've never driven on a sticky 200 treadwear tire, where's a good place to start? I'd get these, start with these ones. You get a feel for it, then you can progress from there or stick with these. I think personally I'm gonna go with these again. I might try out another tire just to say I tried some more, or I might just stick with these because I'm really happy with them for what I got out of them. Anyway, I hope this review was helpful to you guys in the market right now. Let me know if you guys have any more questions about this tire, and thanks for watching.